Flamin' Hot from Searchlight Pictures is now on Disney and Hulu. Flamin' Hot is directed by Eva Longoria. This is her directorial debut, and Jesse Garcia plays real-life person Richard Montañez, who is basically the creator of the recipe for Flamin' Hot Cheetos and everything you see on Doritos, Fritos, just everything spicy you see on chips from Pepsi, Frito-Lay. He's responsible for it. And it's a fascinating story, and this is a wonderful film. It was entertaining, it was funny, and it had a different style to it. I liked seeing this positive representation personally. I mean, I'm from Texas, this is based in California, but still, you know, the Latino community, the Chicano, it's nice seeing that, seeing the Chicano movement, seeing a real life American story in a different perspective than what we normally see on film. And Jesse Garcia plays Richard Montañez in this film, and I love Jesse Garcia as an actor. I've been a fan of his since From Dusk Till Dawn, the series. He also has made some wonderful short films as a director himself. You can check that out on his Vimeo, The Price We Pay, as well as some others. He was also in a brief role in Terminator, the Sarah Connor Chronicles, and it was on Ambulance. He does a great job in this film, playing this character. We get to see his upbringing, how he grew up as a child, having an abusive father. Emilio Rivera plays his father, Vacho, and his father was very abusive. He was a drunk who abused Richard when he was a kid. And he's somebody who finds faith in religion, gets with Jesus basically later in life, and Richard has to overcome that early abuse that kind of sets him off. And it shows different racial injustices that have happened in real life to not only himself, but probably to many others out there. And it shows that if you're not a criminal, then the moment you're seen as a criminal, that's what you're going to become. And it's about Richard basically breaking away from his environment. I like seeing that, seeing different stages of his life, and this really is a story about the American dream, really. In addition to Emilio Rivera, we also have Annie Gonzalez as Judy, Richard's wife. I love the relationship, seeing how they meet each other, seeing how they start a family and going through their struggles, you know, finding a way to make ends meet, you know, and that's something very interesting in this film and the driving force in their real life relationship. We also have Dennis Haysbert as Clarence Baker. Yeah, he plays somebody who's a friend of his and works with him at the Frito-Lay company. The CEO, of course, is Tony Shalhoub as Roger Enrico. And that's just a brief cast. There's so many other actors in this, and I like I said earlier, seeing the stages of Richard's life. You know, it shows how he has to overcome adversity at school. It shows kind of like his people skills in a way. Like, you know, he didn't get that much of an education as far as like finishing high school and stuff, but like his social skills and vision are there, and it's nice seeing different elements kind of come together throughout the years. And it's also like a brief history of the country of America in the early 80s to like the 90s to mid 90s, of not only America but also the Latino community, you know. And that's something I found fascinating. Now, me myself, my father was more middle class, you know, he served in Vietnam. But still, there are similar struggles, and there's similar things culturally that like I went through that many others out there in the community can relate to. And even if you're not, you can still relate to it. This is still a human story. And even Longoria directed this very well, you know. It had a lot more humor. The humor and style you have to get used to at first. It's a little bit jarring, but it's pretty hilarious in some of the jokes. Supposedly, the version they showed at South by Southwest was a bit longer. I would have liked this film to be longer. There are certain moments that were dramatic that I kind of wanted them to spend more time on with the characters. That's because I love these characters so much, but it goes by at a light and brisk pace. And like I said, I love seeing Richard's life. The relationship with his father, Vacho, there's some intense scenes there. And Richard with his sons, there's some great scenes there of people bullying them, his children not wanting to like embrace their Mexican heritage, you know, and they feel like it's a crutch, and that's kind of, he tells them it's a superpower, you know, you never be ashamed of who you are. But I love this, you know, he's trying to get out of his environment, he's looking to provide for his family, and he ends up getting a position at Frito-Lay as a janitor, and stuff actually goes pretty well. And then it shows Reaganomics, basically trickle down economics, and never trickle down to the people that needed it most. And it showed that disparity economically, and I found that interesting too, how they did Richard's life with like the American culture milestones of the years, you know, the decades. And it's so cool seeing how he works at Frito-Lay, the relationships he builds throughout the years, in addition to how he comes up with the recipe, how his family helps him, how he tries to stay strong and stay true to a vision he has. And it's great because, you know, there is a market there. And it ended up being a popular food for everybody. Tony Shalhoub is also great in this film, and I love how Richard goes through lengths to just get in touch with him. Also dealing with the business world and seeing the similarities between them of, like, you know, Tony Shalhoub's character, Roger Enrico, seeing potential in Richard, but also recognizing when a person has a vision because he once was like that when he started out. Are you expecting like a deep Oscar level movie as far as drama? Not entirely. I was kind of hoping for more like deeper drama, but once you get in vibe with the style and comedy, this is one hell of a directorial debut for Eva Longoria. This is an enjoyable film, and it's also a heartwarming film, an emotional film. And I hope we get more positive representation, because we've had it, but we just haven't had it frequently, you know? And that's one thing that Eva Longoria, Jesse Garcia, all the other filmmaker, cast and crews, talked about in this film, of having to get it right, because if you don't execute it properly, if it's not done right, or if it flops, if it's not successful, you're not going to get many opportunities. And I think they were successful for what they were trying to accomplish with this film. So if I had to give Flamin' Hot Cheetos a score, I'd give it a 4 out of 5. I absolutely enjoyed this movie. It's the American dream. I mean, it's based on a man's real life. It's just cool seeing the backstory behind the famous Flamin' Hot Cheetos, you know. And if you're looking for something to watch on the weekend, don't want to go out to the theater, want to watch something more grounded, this is a film for you. And I think you're going to find some great performances from all the actors and a solid directorial debut from Eva Longoria. Let me know, have you seen Flamin' Hot? Comment down below whether you saw it on Disney Plus or Hulu. In the meantime, you can subscribe and check out these other videos for more content. May everyone stay safe and healthy out there. Yeah, after seeing Eva Longoria direct this film, I'm going to make it a point to try to make a movie again. I've made some short films, but yeah. If this film gives a lesson, it's to never give up on your vision and dreams and always stay true to who you are. Till next time.